And good morning to you, especially if you're here for the first time. You're very, very welcome here. We are in this series called Finding Peace in an Anxious World. And so we are giving the next talks on this book called The Ruthless, Elimination of Hurry by John Mark Comer. It's a good read. He's a kind of guy that, when you read it, it's like a conversation instead of a thick reading that it keeps you having to read again. No, it's not. It is very good and easy to read. Just between 10 and 15 pounds you can get it. It's worthwhile. So John takes us into this journey of navigating the chaos of our modern world, but helping us staying spiritually and emotionally healthy and alive. But he points out that hurry is a problem. But before we dive into that, it's important and necessary to explain that not all types of hurry are a problem. You can tell that for a parent trying to get 5 kids ready for school in the morning. If the sense of hurry is not there, it's a problem. So hurry in that situation is good. And sometimes it's also justifiable. Some years ago, I was flying to Brazil from here. And you know that day when you fly like long flights, you do everything rushing and you don't have barely time to eat. So on the way in the airport, I grabbed some slices of pizza, ate while walking. Then in the middle of the night, after dinner, I woke up with an immense sense of hurry to go to the toilet. And that is justifiable. You have to go now. There's no waiting. You know the story. Yeah, okay. So the type of hurry you're going to talk about is not that one. It's a different kind of hurry. It's a cultural hurry. It's the one that it's permeating our society today. You might not realize it, but you might be living in a state of cultural hurry. Have you ever had the sense that the day should have more hours added into it? Or that you have so much to do that there is not enough time ever? It seems that you needed at least 5 lifetimes to accomplish everything you had to do, sometimes even in one day. Or at least that is the sense you carry. A common answer when you ask, how are you? It's, I'm busy. I'm busy. And of course, there are good type of busy and bad type of busy, because the good type of busy is when you are busy because you are doing important things. Things that really fill you with purpose and joy. But there are the bad type of busy, which is too busy. It means that you cross the threshold of sanity. But the problem with that is it's because we try to do a lot of things in less time, we hurry. This is where hurry comes in. It's because we try to do too much with the time we have. And the problem is not the amount of hours we have in the day, because God created everything perfect. So the day has the number of hours it has to have, because God created that the way it is. The problem is with us, trying to do too much with the time that we have. And to add to that, we have also the advancement in technology. Don't read me wrong. It is good. Technology is good. I love it. It's here. It's here. I love driving with music, It's wonderful. And I can choose. It's not like the radio that they choose for you in the past. Some people don't even know what radio is anymore. But yeah. The problem with technology is that it added speed to life. It is supposed to save us time, isn't it? But also increase the speed. It saved time, but increased the speed. Because we can do more things in less time. So it created an illusion that it's okay to do more and keep doing more. Right. The other problem that technology brings is we have too much distraction. The multiplication of ways of entertainment. So the time we save with cooking, for example, which in old days would take you the whole morning to cook. Now you can cook in 45 minutes, a good meal. Well, it takes me an hour and a half because I'm lazy or slow. It takes me more time to, anyway. But the time that we save, we spend on other things. And mostly entertainment. Now, what's the problem with it? The problem is that hurry is a great enemy of life. Hurry can disconnect us from the relationship with Jesus and from others, the relationship with others. It robs us of our peace and pushes us towards anxiety. It can make us rude and impatient. When you are in a hurry, are you kind and gentle? I'm not. Are you in peace and tranquility? I'm not. Are you aware of God's presence? I barely am. Mostly when I need something, then I am aware of His presence, or at least that of His existence. Corrie ten Boom said that if the devil can't stop or can't make you sin, he will make you busy. And she's right. So from today, towards the next 3 weeks, we will explore how to unhurry by learning spiritual disciplines. Well, that's cool, isn't it? Well, we'll unpack that. But let's read the text. Matthew 11, verses 28 to 30. It will come up in the screen. It says, "Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light." So the first spiritual discipline we have to learn from the text in order to find peace in this anxious world is slowing down. Slowing down is a kind of a new spiritual discipline. If you read the classics about spiritual discipline, you're not going to find it in the classics, but it's becoming more common among scholars of practical theology that slowing down is becoming more and more a spiritual discipline in order to contribute, in order to grow in your spiritual formation. You need that. And spiritual formation is another word or is another name for spiritual discipline, which is how you grapple, how you do life with Christ, how you grow in your relationship with God, in other words. And it is important for us to slow down. And it's interesting that the text shows us the yoke And of course, for many of us that understand a little bit of agriculture, of being to a lecture, a Christian lecture about the text, you remember that first and foremost, a yoke is that instrument that binds one ox to the other in order to work in agriculture, where they shoulder the heavy lifting of plowing or other things. I don't have the image there. But that's the main thing. But another thing that yoke means, and that is the specific thing that Jesus is saying when he says, my yoke, it's because at the time, it was a common idiom to talk about a set of teachings from a rabbi. So Jesus was saying, my set of teachings, my teachings to you, my yoke, it's not heavy. It's easy. It's not difficult. The way I see it is that Jesus is not offering an exit of the troubles of the world. He's being real. He's not saying, oh, I'll save you from this evil world. I'll take you out of this evil world. No, he's saying, I'll teach you how to navigate, how to live in this world. And this is what he's talking about when he talks about his yoke. Now, this is equipping. He's giving us what we need in order to unhurry, in order to find peace in an anxious world. So, but how do we slow down? So, follow me. I mean, follow Jesus, but follow the sermon. Yeah. Okay. So, first one, come to Jesus. He says that. He says, come to me. It's about relationship. In our scientific world, we keep asking for formulas. We keep asking for secrets. We keep trying to find an easy way to do things, a quicker way or efficient way to do things. But Jesus is saying that it's not so much about formula. It's about relationship. It is about relationship. In the verse 28, he says, come to me. But it's important to understand that the relationship with Jesus is a place of rest. But why is it a place of rest? First of all, because you can come as you are. You can come to Jesus as you are. It's so important for us to understand it because the first part of the verse, it says, come to me and I will give you. So first of all, the rest in his presence is a gift from Jesus. And part of the gift is because exactly that, he takes off the pressure of us having to be something in order to find the initial type of rest. In the beginning, it's about trusting him for a relationship. It's coming to him. It's not coming to church per se in terms of organization and institution. It's not about following rules. It's about coming to him as a person first and foremost. It's about who he is. And if you come to Jesus, you will receive from him peace. And that's because in the presence of Jesus, in the relationship with Jesus, he gives us his unconditional love. Doesn't matter where you are coming from, he loves you. But he is also ready to forgive you. We find forgiveness in his presence. We find grace, which is that of which we don't deserve. We find grace. We find uniqueness because He valued us. And we find inner healing. As we experience Jesus' presence, we are gifted with rest because of that. But it is important that, first of all, you must be intentional. To come to Jesus, be intentional about time dedicated to engaging with the Bible and prayer. And if you say that you don't have time, think again. Stats from 5 years ago says that an average person would spend 2.5 hours with this. Not in the pocket, but using it. 2.5 hours. 5 years ago. Can you imagine now? If you are a millennial, it's double the time. That without touching Netflix, Amazon Prime, Disney, YouTube, so on and so forth. Because now the TVs also have that, isn't it? Oh, no, I don't spend that on the phone, but... And I'm not talking about gaming and other stuff. So if you think you don't have time, think again. And I'm not on a guilty trip here, okay? This is just about stating the facts. Now, be intentional, but also be present when worshiping. At home or at church, turn off or put in flight mode your mobile phone, please. Can I confess something? That's personal, okay? I'm so annoyed when I hear rings in a service. I think it's so disrespectful. I'm not beating you up. I'm just confessing my sin because I sin. Every time phones go off, I get enraged. I get frustrated. I get confused sometimes. Because if we couldn't turn it off, okay, but we can. Right? It doesn't take a lot, isn't it? A lot of effort. It's just do it. Be respectful to others, to yourself, to God. Because it can be a distraction. So be present. When we come, or in your home, or at church, be present. Take distractions away. Be present with God and for God. But also be honest. Because if you are addicted, if you can't turn this thing off, you are addicted. And if you are addicted, you have to confess that to God. Be honest. Not only about this, but other things as well. You might be addicted to coffee. I don't know. But, other things. But, or you're struggling. You are dry. You don't sense God's presence. You can't pray. The best thing to do is to pray about that. Is to pray about the reasons you don't feel the will to pray. It's to say, God, I am in this hole. I can't get out of this. Help me out. Talk to God. Be honest. Don't pretend. Just say it. Use your language. Use your words. Use your frustration. God knows you. He understands you. Even before you say a word, He understands it. Be honest. Say, God, help me. The theme is hurry, and it's elimination of hurry, but I think I'll have to hurry. Yes. I'm trying to be like Jesus, but it's so difficult. You know? Second thing, to unhurry and to slow down. Take Jesus' yoke. Not only come to him, but take his yoke. What does that mean? It means that the relationship with Jesus is a two-way road. It's not only him giving you rest or blessings or life or joy, but it's also you taking his yoke. You have to do something, because the first part says he gives you rest, but the second one says that you will find rest. When you learn, you find. It shows that there is an action that must come from you. You have to do something about it. There is our part and that's God's part. Some people think that because Jesus is God and he's all powerful, that he has the moral obligation to give them a good life and to give them everything they want. And they don't have to do anything. However, since the beginning, God invites us into a relationship with him to bring us into maturity. So God gave the Garden of Eden to Adam and Eve. But he said in Genesis 2:15 that they were put there to work it and to care for it, to take care of it. And here is Jesus saying, I give you rest, but you have to work to maintain it. What does it mean? That's the yoke. So it means that you voluntarily accept and apply Jesus' way of living to your life. It is a process and a journey of discipleship that you become a follower of Christ. Now, if Jesus' yoke is his teachings, is his mindset, how can I apply it if I don't learn it? If I don't get to know it? And the best way to know it, first of all, be willing to change the way you live. You cannot apply Jesus' way of life if you're not willing to change. But secondly, engage with life in community. Join a small group. It's where we process things, isn't it? It's where we can discuss things in more details. It's where we can meet other people that are living and applying more the way of Jesus in their lives. And then we can look at them and can learn with them and from them as well. But then we come to the third point, which is learn from Jesus. So we come to Jesus, we take his yoke, and then we learn from Jesus as well. Learn to be gentle, learn to be humble. As I said, when we are not in a hurry, we can be gentle. We can be humble. It's very difficult to hold that if you are in a hurry. Now, can we agree that Jesus was very busy? He started his ministry when he was 30, and he had 3 years to prepare the disciples and change the world. 3 years. He was very busy. Not the bad type of busy. But it's incredible that his busyness didn't trouble him or didn't change the fact that he was not in a hurry. We can see that when he is on the cross. Can you imagine that? you worked hard for 3 years, you've done it, and then at the apex of your mission, you are crucified between thieves. One of them mocks you. If it was me, oh my goodness. But he said nothing to the guy. And then the other one started with this conversation, like, oh, yeah, we are here, we deserve it, you don't, but yeah, remember me when you are in the kingdom. Jesus could have said, look, I've been to this city so many times. Why are you talking to me like now? You had the opportunity to talk to me before. Why are you doing this now? But Jesus being Jesus, he was okay with that. He listened and he answered and said, you will be with me in paradise. Don't worry. It's okay. He saw his mom. He connected his mom with the disciple, making a place for her. And there are so many other instances where Jesus is not pressured by things and time, but he could connect with people because people were more important to Jesus than things. Jesus can see our struggles, and he is not hurrying. How can we be like Jesus? How can we learn from Jesus? How can we look to people and see their struggles too? How can we unhurry and pay attention to the others around us and serve them and love them like Jesus did? If we are to learn with Jesus, we have to learn how to do that. So I prepared at least 5 steps that you can take in order to do that. First one, come 15 minutes before the service starts. You meet a lot of people willing to talk, struggling like you to navigate life and be a good Christian. It's nice to see people like us, isn't it? To see that you're not the only one struggling, that there are other people that despite struggling, they are also believing. And that's why they come every Sunday and are renewed in the faith with Jesus and with the community. Second one, talk to other people. It's not very much worthy to come 15 minutes early and stay silent, unless you are praying, because then you're talking to God. Talk to other people, engage in conversations. If you're shy, risk it. Stay on the serving area there, doing your coffee, and somebody will come talk to you, definitely. I tried that, and it's good, because I'm a shy person, so yeah, it's good. It works. It's tested. Third, remove the distractions. Remember that? Okay, turn it off, put it in your pocket, pay attention to people. The next one, be present in the moment. Not only when we are worshiping, but be present when you are with other people. Pay attention to what they are telling you. And the last one, stay for at least 15 minutes after the service starts. Why? First of all, because we always give time for people to pray and engage with God. Why rush? Why hurry? Secondly, it's again another time to catch up with other people that are arriving, or maybe people that you haven't seen, and say, what a blessing it is today. It might be that God can use you to tell them something, or can use them to tell you something. If you hurry, you're going to lose it. Or the least that it can happen is that you can make a new connection for life. A new friend, a new buddy,